We're here in the Rector's office of Newman College at Melbourne University, and I'm here with the Rector, 50 years a priest very recently, and that's Father Bill Uren. And Bill, thanks for taking some time. We're about to record a podcast around Bill and his amazing life, but can we just go back to the beginnings here of Newman College? How did the college actually get built and get up and running?
Well, in the 1850s, the University of Melbourne was instituted. There was no theology faculty, but what the state government did at the time was to grant land to each of the major denominations, the Anglicans, Presbyterians and Methodists and the Catholics, on which to build tertiary colleges affiliated to the university. The Catholic Church, of course, had to institute at that time its own primary and secondary education, so it didn't have the money really in the 1870s and 1880s like the other denominations did to build on this land. But when Archbishop Mannix came, and Archbishop Carr too, they recognised that there was a need, as well as primary and secondary education, to have an involvement in tertiary education.
Right, yep.
So under the leadership of Archbishop Mannix, who was then the coadjutor to Archbishop Carr, they formed a committee, mainly of lay people, to try and see what they could do to raise money to build a college at the University of Melbourne. And they engaged Walter Burley Griffin. They selected him as the architect. It was a somewhat strange choice because his plans for Canberra had come under review. He wasn't a Catholic. He wasn't an Australian. So it was a bold choice to choose Walter Burley Griffin. And equally, it was a bold choice to choose John Henry Newman as the patron of the college, because he'd come under suspicion at the time of the modernist crisis, because he'd written a book in 1845 called Essay on the Development of Christian Doctrine,
right,
which many of the modernists had taken up as their Bible, as it were. And so he'd come under a great deal of suspicion. But this committee chose Walter Burley Griffin. It chose John Henry Newman as the patron of the college. And during the war years, really, they built Newman College. Same time St Kevin's was founded. Same time St Mary's College was founded.
Right,
and all opened in 1918.
So as the the First World War was coming to a close,
yes,
we had Newman about to celebrate, and here we are 100 years later, and it's flourishing.
Yes, well, I hope it's flourishing.
Under
yes.
the Rector, Father Bill Uren.
That's right, yes. 305 students.
Well, we've got a wonderful story to tell, and we hope you'll go to our latest Melbourne Catholic podcast with Father Bill Uren, Rector here of Newman College on the northern edges of the Melbourne University.